Okay, I think we're live. So, good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining another special episode of Awkward Conversations with Geeky Writers. This is our very, very special holiday party edition. And my name is Todd Kiesling, and joining me are my very special friends, and I mean very special. Anthony J. Rapino,
Howdy.
Eric Pruitt,
Howdy.
and joining us in hopefully just a few minutes will be Mercedes Yardley. She's currently experiencing some technical difficulties, so...
Wardrobe malfunctions.
Wardrobe malfunction, okay. So, yeah. Hi. How's it going? Howdy.
Hi, everybody.
Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah.
Yes, it is. Today is the first day of Hanukkah, I believe, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, how's everyone? How you guys doing?
I'm doing pretty good. You know, I totally forgot. Before we started the broadcast, I had like all these important matters to discuss about like how we're gonna do the giveaways and all that kind of good stuff. I totally forgot about all that. But we could maybe like tell our viewers a little about the giveaways from the get-go here.
Yeah, I suppose we could. The only thing is, I have no idea what Mercedes is giving away, so... All right.
It could be problematic.
Yeah, but, we can, go ahead and get started and go from there. So, most of you who are tuning in probably are doing so because we bribed you with the promise of a giveaway of some sort. And, yeah, we're each giving away something tonight to one, each to one special. There'll be 4 winners total. And, yeah, that's... Yeah!
Have we thought about how we want to do that?
Have we thought about how we want to do that?
I think we discussed it at one point. Did we land on that, like, how long is this friggin' thing anyway? How long are we doing this?
I set it for 2 hours, but if we go over, who gives a fuck?
I distinctly remember that the 2 choices for figuring out how the giveaways were going to be handled were either randomly or picking things out of a hat. One of those 2.
Well, the main point is that those of you who are watching is that you have RSVP'd for our Facebook event, and you can participate in the discussions. By doing that, I mean you can ask questions, you can just comment, basically doing something that proves to us that you're here, or at least were here at one point. I do know there are some absentee questions because people are overseas. It's way later over there right now. People wanted to, get their questions in early, which is fine. That's really all we're asking is, audience participation of some sort, and that's basically your raffle ticket for the giveaways. And we can do this periodically throughout the broadcast, or we can do them all at one shot toward the end. I think that might work better. That'll give Mercedes some time to work out the kinks and everything, and hopefully join us. What do you guys think?
I think either way could work. If we want to wait till the end, that's fine. But I think it'd probably be, whatever. Big decisions. Big decisions.
No, never mind. That was a dumb idea. No, maybe we just put it in a post at different points throughout the broadcast, and everybody comments on the post that wants in on that one thing, and then we pick them out of a hat.
Well, we also have to keep in mind that there are people who left their questions earlier because they couldn't actually tune in during the broadcast. Because again, it's like 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. in some countries right now where people are posting. So,
the internet, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Nah. Well, you know what? We'll figure out the details later on. But it might be interesting to see the prizes.
Yes. So, you guys, Tony, what are you giving away?
You know what? I decided to actually give them a choice between what they would want because I have a couple different things I could send. I have the prototype Sam stocking, which is a little smaller than the bigger. This one's bigger. So then there's that one. I'll put the buttons on. The other one has buttons. So there's little differences, but I figure I'll give them choices between one of those or the werewolf magnet that I've been selling on my store MV site. So I have a few of these left, and I figure give them a little bit of a choice. So the winner of my giveaway gets to choose between those three things.
Eric.
Boom.
Yes. I'm going to give away two things. First of all, I have a copy of my my novel right here. It's called Dirtbags. It's a fun romp through the American South. Part travel guide, part feel-good story of the year. And then, secondly, I'd like to give away a copy of Foodie, which is a 29-minute award-winning short film that I wrote and was directed by the great Christopher G. Moore. So it's two separate giveaways, one prize for one person, one prize for another person.
Awesome.
That is very generosity, sir.
So, I am giving away signed copies of my first two novels, A Life Transparent, and the sequel, The Liminal Man. Oh shit, Mercedes has joined the video call. Party has officially started.
Hello.
What happened? What happened?
I don't know. You guys have hats. I had a hat
Yes.
somewhere.
And Hanukkah. And the holidays. Ooh.
Oh, you're
And-
adorable, Tony. Oh, look at you. I have cheery little bells.
I'm also wearing bells.
I don't want to know.
You know what? Let's not go there.
Let's not go there so early. Let's give Eric time to totally get soused.
Oh,
and then
he's already soused. You missed the vodka.
Mm-hmm.
So we were just discussing what we're giving away, and we'll work out the details of how we're gonna pick the winners. So yeah, signed copies of my books, yay, and some neat little signed postcards for the Ugly Little Things covers. And take it away, Mercedes. What are you giving away tonight?
I'll show you. I am giving away this fantastic stocking, which will be full of books. I'm going to give away a copy of Apocalyptic Montessa, because that's my favorite, and it's tiny. I'm also going to give away a copy of Phoenix Rose, which is by Michael Bailey, and it's a signed copy, and it was an International Book Award finalist. And I'm giving away a copy of Holes for Faces by Ramsey Campbell. That's good, huh?
Nice.
That's good.
Nice.
And I'm giving away a copy of The New Black edited by Richard Thomas. It's a neo-noir collection.
That's a great book, by the way. That's a really, really good book.
It really, really is. And I'm giving away something special, but I have to make it first. So I'll be doing that right here, right now, during the broadcast.
During the shenanigans.
During the shenanigans, which is why I asked you for a full-size picture of yourself, Todd.
Oh shit.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So this requires a story. So I'm on my lunch break at work today, and I'm doing some promotion stuff for this broadcast, and I'm chatting idly with Mercedes, and she says, "Do you have a full body photo of yourself?" And I'm immediately, that set off red flags in the back of my mind. I'm like,
What's up?
why?
Oh no.
Why?
He's like, does anyone else? Are you asking anyone else? I'm like, well, no, not really.
She's not asking anyone else. She's just doing it. Like, why she decided to ask me when? I don't, because she knew I would how I would react.
To get you afraid, and then I ended up not using it anyway. So.
Oh God, I'm afraid to even ask.
I would like to point out that at this moment in time, I have my hands on Eric.
Mm-hmm. That's you.
And Eric and Todd had some adventures earlier today
I thought it was
with my
my cat.
printer. What?
I thought it was my cat. That explains it.
Awkward.
Now I'm looking on Tony.
Eh?
Yeah.
You're next, Tony.
I just fell into the rabbit hole. What happened?
Nothing.
He was
Nothing.
ignoring you, Mercedes.
I
That's
wasn't
totally,
ignoring
that's
anybody.
better for me. It's totally fine.
Oh man.
So one cool thing that I noticed, I was the reason I was maybe a little absent for a second there was because I was scrolling through the event page on Facebook, and I have noticed that there are many questions popping up, which is really cool.
Yeah, we better get them before they get out of hand.
Yeah, it seems like we have lots of good stuff to talk about, which is
Yes.
I'm excited about. Yeah.
This is so great because usually the topics we come up with ourselves are pretty lame. That's why we ask you guys.
That's why we're like, please comment, we'll give you things.
Please comment because we don't know what to talk about otherwise. So we had some questions. Actually, you know what? I just realized we didn't even explain who we are.
Ugh.
We better get cracking.
Oh God! Wow. Okay. So we are 4 authors / writers / weirdos.
You fucking liar.
I know. God, I can't help myself. It's just compulsion. Like that story about Frosty the Snowman that I posted earlier.
Yeah. I was like, and then he stabs out his eyes. Oh, cool.
Had you going, didn't I? Huh?
Yeah, no. I'm like, I would have heard of that guy.
So we are the Geeky Writer Gang, and we, like Tony just did, yeah. We are 4 writers who happen to get together and start doing these broadcasts, usually every couple of months, every 3 months, and we are incredibly awkward on camera, like so.
And in real life.
And in real life, even more so in real life. Trust me, I've met Tony. He's really fucking awkward.
Yeah, no,
so-
don't lump Eric into this, man. He's fucking suave.
He is suave.
Especially after he gets some vodka and soda in him.
Oh my
Oh
goodness.
yeah.
I'll never forget him falling off the chair that one time.
Oh
and
God.
like not getting up for a really long time.
I forgot about it.
You don't even remember it happening. Shut up.
So introductions.
Yes,
Ooh.
introductions. Tony, take it away because you're first on from left to right.
All right, very cool. So I am Anthony J. Rapino, or Tony, because that's better. And I'm a writer, mostly. And I have a few books out there, which I'm not going to particularly plug, but if you want to find any of my writing, you could go to my Amazon page or my Facebook page, which is Candy Corn Apocalypse, or my website, which is anthonyjrapino.com. I mean, basically, if you Google my name, you will be confronted with way more Tony than you'd ever want to see in your life. So you could just do that. And I've also been sculpting, which is kind of what I've been doing a lot of lately. And that's why I'm giving away little things like that. And the stockings and stuff. That's me.
Yay!
Welcome to Moon Hill is just absolutely fantastic that Tony wrote. So I would suggest that wholeheartedly. The other stuff I like too, but that one's just super awesome.
I second that. Moon Hill is definitely one of the better collections I read this year.
It's Yeah.
Thank you very much, guys.
Talk about Madhouse again, since it's coming out soon.
Oh yeah, you know I keep forgetting about that because
Well, that's why I'm here. I gotcha.
It's been in production for so long. Many of you may know about Madhouse because they ran a Kickstarter or Indiegogo, I forget which one it was, to get it funded. And basically, it's a shared world anthology with in which I have one of my stories, which is called "Where Immortals Singing Key," if I remember correctly, and I might be mistaken. And the cool thing is that Mercedes also has a story in there, and we kind of collaborated in making our stories especially wind together. The whole anthology goes together and is one shared world, but our stories we wrote specifically to kind of go on one after the other in the collection, which is really cool. I can't wait to see how it turns out completely because we don't know. We have not read any of the other stories. We only kind of know what the background is. So I'm very excited to read that. And I don't know any of the plugging information though. I don't know where people can buy it.
Gorgeous illustrations, like really elaborate illustrations to it. So I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, you know what? That's true. One of the stretch goals that we reached was that the artist, and it sucks I can't remember his name. I feel really bad about this.
It's like Aaron. It's Aaron, like Alfred or something like that. Aaron.
Okay.
Aeron.
But one of his stretch goals is that he's illustrating every single story in the collection, which is amazing. It's gonna be so cool. Mercedes, do you know the publisher's name?
It's going to.
I feel a little awkward now, but.
Well, it's
surely not.
All the time. You're like, what? Yeah, it's going through Dark Regions Press, and it just looks really fantastic. Chris Morey is in charge of it. My story is called Howl for What Is Yours, and it's a sequel to Black Mary. So if you guys have read Black Mary in my Beautiful Sorrows collection, it ties in with Tony's story, and it's a sequel to that one. So it's just kind of cool to see a sequel, not the sequel. I might do some different things with it, but it's really cool. It's really dark. Like the whole concept is very, very cool. So that'll be out soon. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. Actually, that reminds me too that mine is also like an unofficial sequel to a story that's in Welcome to Moon Hill. I totally forgot about that.
Which is why I brought it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My memory sucks.
Mercedes, is it your turn to introduce yourself?
I'm last on mine. Sure. I'll let you introduce yourself. I'm Mercedes M. Yardley. I write dark fantasy, dark fiction. I have a few books out. My favorite book that I ever wrote just came out. It's called Pretty Little Dead Girls, a novel of murder and whimsy. And actually, there are some limited edition hardcover copies. There's still some available that's signed and by me and the artist that did an insert and things like that. For those of you that have ordered it, pre-ordered it, I hear they will be shipping really, really soon. So if you're in the U.S., they said that they're hoping they'll get here by Christmas. So that would be really awesome. If you're out of the U.S., it will take a little bit longer. But yeah, so I write dark things, dark cute things, dark pretty things. And that's it. That's it. That's me.
Okay.
You're looking all confused.
Hi, Mercedes. Welcome.
Hi.
Eric, you're up.
I go. Yes, my name is Eric Pruitt. I'm a writer and a screenwriter and film producer. I wrote Dirtbags. My information with my website is right down there on the lower third of the thing. Wrote Foodie, which was directed by Christopher G. Moore. And now we've gone on to other things, like he's got Disengaged that just came out. And my own first film I ever first directed, called Liana on Command, just started in festivals. And this month I have 2 short stories coming out. One in Pulp Modern number 8, which is a story about drugs called The Jackoff. And another short story called The Joe Flacco Defense, which will be coming out in Dark Corners number 2. And I'm really, really excited about that.
Cool.
Just to help out Eric there, check it out.
Oh shit! When did you get one of those? I don't even have one of those.
Oh really? It came in the mail. It came in the mail a few days ago. I kept meaning to show it on Facebook. I'm so excited. I wanted to ask you and Chris what order I should watch them in.
Oh, I'll tell you right away. You watch Bursters first, then Flush with Fear, then Booty, then Disengaged.
All right, got it. I want to do a little mini marathon with that. I've been reading Dirtbags too, by the way. I'm awful. Like I take forever to freaking read, but I am loving what I've read so far. It's awesome.
Thank you very much. Try not to get any on you.
I smear it on me.
Good. Good.
I couldn't get the smell off of me for weeks.
You like it, though. You like it. Just every once in a while. Make sure it's still there.
Oh, Eric. Always a pleasure, my friend.
It's your turn to introduce yourself, Mr. Kiesling.
It is my turn, I guess. I'm Todd Kiesling. I am a writer of very dark existential things. I am the author of 2 novels, A Life Transparent and The Liminal Man, which I'm giving away tonight. They are books 1 and 2 of the Monochrome trilogy. The 3rd book is currently in progress to some degree. I'm also the author of a short fiction series called Ugly Little Things, the most recent of which is called The Harbinger, which you can find right there. And yeah, I've got a couple more stories in that series due out next year. My work has appeared in several anthologies, most recently Journals of Horror Found Fiction, which I'm actually doing a Blog Talk Radio interview with some of the other authors tomorrow night for that. And I also had a story appear in Dead Harvest, which is an anthology that was published by a sociopath. So that's me, and this is the Geeky Writer Gang, so welcome.
Boom.
Okay, can I show you guys what else I'm giving away?
I would love to see what you're giving away.
Okay. So we have some lovely Christmas ornaments. We have one of Eric Pruitt doing some weird little dance. I don't know if you can see that very well. He's doing some weird thing. Okay. We have our moody Todd Kiesling looking all sad and despondent and wondering about his sanity.
That's
We have,
Fitting.
here's Tony in the candy van.
No.
Yes! Yes!
Here's mine, just looking pretty. And your very own special Awkward Writers bookmark to go in all of your books.
Oh, that's awesome.
I want one of those.
I want one of those. Shit, I don't even have one of those.
I want one.
You guys are all getting all of these. But this is also going in the stocking. So there'll be like some really super, classy books, and then like Tony as a pedophile. So we're good.
I am not a sexual predator.
If you click your heels while you're saying it over and over, it'll become true.
They interact. You can play with them, you guys. It's like, vroom, vroom. What are you doing? I have candy in my van. And then, let's all go. And then here comes Eric in his little dance pose. He's going to dance on over to the van. Todd's just upset with all of us, but he's coming in the van, too. So. They're your own paper dolls.
Oh, no. How?
Oh,
I need to ask. I think it started with Todd. So I need to ask.
Yes.
You think it's sort of
Why am I in the candy van?
Why are you in? Because I sold the candy van. It used to belong to me, and I sold it to you.
Well, we said candy van, and look what appeared.
Oh.
Candy van.
Hey,
I have candy canes. I have candy
you're
canes.
supposed to stay 500 yards away from Tony or Pino at all times.
Yeah, so step away from the computer monitor.
You know, you guys are gonna get me fired from my teaching job.
She's asking which one you have. Thank you. Close the door. No, they don't really.
We need to answer some questions.
Yeah.
We need to
So
answer some questions.
now you guys know who we are.
And
And
it only took us half an hour to tell you.
yeah. Well, that's the beauty of these conversations, is they're very awkward and drawn out. And for the record, people who may employ Tony, he is actually not a sexual predator. He's just a predator sexually. So.
That's right.
Wow, this is coming from the guy that's dating Pyramid Head.
Ooh.
He reads me stories at night, cuddles me, whispers sweet
All right,
nothings.
All right, guys. Eric's gonna get angry with us. Let's get
Question.
to question.
We got to answer questions. So I know we had some earlier today, and I apologize if I missed some. And that's something I should also point out. We're going to do our best to answer all of your questions. Unfortunately, because Facebook is fucked up in the way they show things,
Just ask them again.
we may miss them. So
But just ask them again.
yes, we have a question from Samantha Mulaney Westwood. She asks, which character in any of your stories would you most like to be, and why? Be honest.
Be honest. All right. Who's gonna start? Let me start because I got a short answer. My answer is that I kind of feel like I'm in all of the characters already. Since when I'm writing, I know I'm taking pieces of myself, and it changes the characters a lot. But I feel like I'm in the characters already as it is, not in a sexual way. I don't, and the reason my answer is short is because I don't think there is any one particular character that I would really want to be necessarily, because all my characters are fucked up. On to Eric. Go ahead.
Well, since I only have the one novel that's been published so far, I don't have very many to choose from, and most of my characters in that they were, they have a lot of qualities that leave a lot to be desired, except for one. One of my all-time favorites. His name is Bubba Green, and Bubba Green is a businessman. You know, he's a proprietor of a strip club that in a converted double-wide trailer home. Bubba Green gets all the girls. He's very good with money, and if you cross him, you end up behind the converted double-wide trailer home in the Pines. He's got a lot of qualities that I admire. And basically, what I did when I was writing that character was just wrote down on a list of all of the things that I would aspire to be and put them on that one character. So that would be my answer. Bubba Green, the proprietor of the double-wide trailer strip club.
That's a good answer, by the way. I liked his character.
I got nothing else.
Mercedes.
You know, I write horror, you guys. I don't want to be any of these characters. They'll go through hard stuff. That said, like Tony, there's a little bit of me in all of them. So I feel like I kind of am all of these characters. But one that I particularly like, his name is Ricky Ticky. He's in Pretty Little Dead Girls. And he's just a happy-go-lucky kickboxing Samoan guy that just has a very laid-back attitude and just kind of takes what life throws at him. I kind of admire that. He's just darling. So I'd probably be him. He doesn't stress much about stuff.
Another
What
good
about you,
call.
Jack? Well, yeah, I'm the one that's murdered, or
Yeah.
the one that's kidnapped for a while. None of those.
Tony kind of stole my answer in some respects, minus the whole. Was that necessary?
Yes, it
Okay,
was.
all right. In the respect that there's kind of put a lot of myself into the characters. Those of you who are familiar with my novels and the main character Donovan Candle, that pretty much is a composite of probably all of my flaws. So I already am Donovan Candle in some respects, and not necessarily who I would want to be, but just who I am. So that's probably cheating the question in some ways, but this is my broadcast, and I'll do what I want.
Hell yeah. Let's answer another one.
Yes. What do we got?
Hey, where's that Christopher G. Moore question? He said if there was any literary, I can't find it. It's way the hell down here. But if there was any literary character, and my Facebook's all frozen to hell. So the porn. Yeah, if there was any literary character from other published works if you could use any literary characters from other published works in your own writing, what character would you choose, and why?
That's a great question.
That's a good one, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
He practiced that one in front of the mirror.
I bet he did.
That
Todd,
question is so good. That question is so good that I won't answer it.
Oh. Todd?
What?
What's the answer from you?
What's the answer? Man, classic literary character. I honestly don't know. I mean, that's never crossed my mind. Like, I would like to, write about that character or use that character in a work of fiction. Damn it, Christopher G. Moore. That's
stumped him.
You stumped me. I really don't know. There are so many to choose from. Fuck, I don't know. I would maybe. This has just jumped out of my mind. Maybe Grendel from Beowulf. Because why not?
Someone's done it already, Todd.
Yeah, I know somebody's done it already, but I would do it better.
There goes Anthony Buzzkill Rapino.
Like angrily eating his candy.
I'm trying to eat my candy cane here, okay?
Mercedes, you got one?
Man, well, that's interesting because with like all the rights and the public domain and stuff like that, you can really use a lot of these old classic characters, but the fact that you can makes me kind of not want to. So I would want to steal somebody's character that would be really angry if I did it. Like who like J.K. Rowling, maybe. One of her characters just because she goes after people like crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, get some attention. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's go into battle. Like, I don't know. I do a lot with my friends' characters. Like, our characters show up in each other's work and stuff. Well, like Tony and mine. So, I don't have a set character. I like the ones that I've seen develop that you can like utilize in. So, I can't think of somebody that's like needs to be in my book unless I'm going to kill them. Like, Janet Ivanovich's character, or somebody like that, or Sue Grafton's character. I could kill those characters gladly, so maybe them, just for some murder.
I have a suggestion, actually. What if we took the author and wrote them in as a character, and then, we could do whatever we wanted to with them, like, I don't know, E.L. James, James Patterson, Dan Brown.
That's when you go to jail, Todd. When they see this, that's when you go to jail. When it's like, I wrote this novel where your character is just, totally jacked up.
That's the funny thing, is they'll never see this.
Yeah, you guys are going to make an appearance in my next work. Well, I've already killed Todd.
Yeah, I'm already dead, so what is it? I got nothing to worry about.
Yeah, true.
So,
Eric, you.
Yes,
well,
Eric.
I've used Virgil from Dante's Inferno, I think maybe too many times. Like, now it's gotten to be cliche. That's one of my go-tos. So I've used him a couple of times. But if I could just have free reign and pick any one person from any story that's already been written and do something with him, it'd probably be Anton Chigurh from No Country for Old Men.
Oh, that's a good one.
I'd fucking love to write Anton Chigurh running around with that broken arm and fucking people up. So that's the one I'd probably want to use.
Nice. Someone posted and said J.K. Rowling is already suing you as you speak. She just knows.
know.
What's?
Like my ears
I
are
just got an
burning.
email from our legal team.
Who posted that?
It was,
Hey, one really
and-
important question, and it is seasonal that we should probably hit, is Jeff Fox is asking which is the better Christmas movie, Die Hard or The Ice Harvest?
Oh man.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Yippee-ki-yay. That's...
But The Ice Harvest is so great.
Yeah, but the Die Hard's a classic. Like, one day, our grandchildren are going to be complaining that it's on TV again. You know? It's like, can we please watch It's a Wonderful Life? Not Die Hard again? It's a classic.
Die Hard and the Gremlins. Those are the holiday movies at our house.
I agree.
I was telling Todd beforehand that there's one that's kind of newer that if you're not already hip to, you should jump on. It's called Rare Exports: A Christmas Story. It takes place in one of those crazy countries over there, Finland, Norway, whatever. But it's like some strip miners get hold of a Santa Claus being and hold him for ransom. It's brilliant. It's bloody brilliant. When you're knowing a thing, you'll never forget it. So that's a new tradition around our house.
Yeah, Rare Sports is really good. I agree with Eric. And Die Hard. Die Hard is my pick as well. I actually do the marathon with my brother of all three of them. So that and like Mercedes said, Gremlins is a big one. Although I do dig on the classics too. I love Christmas Story and It's a Wonderful Life and all. You know, Charlie Brown Christmas.
Oh yeah, Charlie Brown Christmas. Okay, so did everyone answer that? Can I go to another one that popped up?
Yes.
Yes, I'm in charge here.
Yes, take a look.
Andrew wants to know what we would do if we didn't write. What would that be, Tony? If you didn't write, what would you do?
I've done it all already. I don't know. I sort of am doing what I would do if I didn't write. I'm a teacher, professor. You know, if I stopped writing completely, I would probably, just still teach. I've been getting into the sculpting thing, and I really dig that, although I don't think it's really necessarily a living. Something in the arts, something creative. I would have to create something in between the teaching, but yeah, that's all I got.
Not children?
No.
That's not what you'll be creating, is children between teaching?
No.
I'm glad you're in the arts instead. Hey, Eric?
Just got a huge creepy
Yes.
vibe from that conversation.
I'm not entirely sure what I was.
Poor Tony.
I'm opening another beer. You can't stop me.
What would I do? Is that what you were saying? What would I do? Probably more drugs. Probably a lot more drugs.
Good answer.
Yeah, for years, I did that thing where you lay awake at night and stare at the ceiling and picture stuff in your head. These days, I sleep like a fucking baby. So yeah, probably more drugs. I'd probably have already been in jail. I think the only thing keeping me from getting in more bar fights is lack of adequate insurance. Yeah, I'd probably be on a self-destructive rampage instead of being this happy-go-lucky, fun-loving fella that you see before you.
Mercedes?
Writing is seriously what keeps me sane, because it's how I process, and it's how I figure things out, and it's how I kind of get rid of the tension, and I would probably be in an asylum if I weren't writing. But other than that, I don't know, I kind of do a little bit of all of it too. I probably try and do something in the arts, but I'd probably be doing social work or something. That's what I originally went to get my degree in, and I just don't have the fortitude for it. I just am too tender for it. So I would write about like how horrible the experiences were and went and got my degree in something else. So yeah, I would probably be dead, lying in a ditch somewhere. with a gun near my hand. I'm pretty sure.
You guys are all such downers, man.
You know,
You
well,
would be in jail. You'd be dead.
You're like, I need to be smart.
I was gonna paraphrase Stephen King. I mean, he pretty much said he would either be dead or in prison, and that's probably what I would say too. You know.
Am I just deluding myself then?
Yes.
Because I get the feeling that maybe I just am not honest with myself here, and I would have some mix of all this stuff, suicidal murder spree kind of thing or something. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's like I like to write dark stuff, and so it's because it's what's going on in my head. It's what's rattling around up there. Instead of me going out tonight and rolling a fucking hobo, you know, which is there. You know, I want to roll a hobo, man. I just write about rolling a hobo, and I'm done with it. You know what I mean? I can go off into the great beyond when I'm done and be like, you know what? In my head, I've rolled a dozen hobos. You know what I mean? So that's it. At least it's keeping, you know. You want me chained to this computer. You want me locked inside of this house. Trust me. You need me on that wall.
You know, I'm gonna have to echo what Eric said. I mean, I want him chained to that computer. I don't want him running around. No, but seriously,
rolling hobos, rolling the shit out of them.
Rolling hobos. I mean, I don't know if I myself would be rolling hobos because I'm not entirely sure what that implies, but it
means a lot of watches.
God damn it. But on a serious note, I mean, writing is, you know, for me, and it seems like, you know, for the rest of you guys, is your therapy. It is your outlet. And if I didn't have writing, then yeah, I would probably have done something to myself, or, you know, done something that would have, you know, landed me in jail if I didn't have some sort of creative outlet. It's hardwired in my genes, I guess. It's something I'm compelled to do. You know, I need something to take what's up here and be able to do it in a non-threatening, non-violent manner. You guys realize that we're probably painting portraits of ourselves as like closet psychopaths who are gonna snap one day.
Folks that know me.
One day. Oh, God.
Merry Christmas! Happy holidays! We write so you're not dead. No, but I mean, seriously, we're pretty well-adjusted people, and we all had like some crazy experiences, some crazy dark times, all this different stuff. But we can write it out in a way that it's written. Like, I don't have to carry all this on me. It's written and put away. Like, if you go to a horror writers convention, they're so nice. Like, they're my favorite type to go to because they're, I think, more well-adjusted than any other. You go to a YA convention, it's kind of a different. It's nice, but it's like woohoo! But it doesn't feel quite as genuine. It feels like a nice, I don't know. At a horror writers convention, it's like their problems are already out and taken care of. You know what I mean? I'm not waiting for him to go back to the minivan and come after me with it.
Or the candy van.
Or the candy van.
Guys.
I want to experience the inside of the candy van. I just think that would be, you know, a magical wonder.
I bet it's got shag carpet with like lollipops stuck in it.
And it still plays an 8-track player.
Yes.
It's like
with lawn chairs in the back of the van. That's what it is. Somebody on here said,
your love. How deep is your love?
Oh, Lord.
Somebody
Let's
on
answer
here
another question.
They called it the Magic Van of Wonder or something. That was awesome.
I want to go back and get. They asked another question. The girl in the UK who posted earlier. I want to get her question because it was a really good question. I'm scrolling down to find it. This is a publishing question. Also by Samantha Mulaney Westwood. I don't know who Steven is, but she says Steven would like to know any tips on marketing an indie published book, as he's not comfortable with the online networking that he knows some of you guys are dab hands at. Any other ways or tips you recommend for him? Thanks. Oh, Samantha, I am not. I nor Tony or any of us really are what I would call dab hands at marketing. I fucking hate marketing.
We're awkward.
Yeah. Well,
I'm not exactly
Stephen,
the guy that you want walking up to you and being like, hey, have you read my book? You want to buy my book? Fucking buy it. Buy it.
No.
Buy this right now.
You're very good at marketing. If you guys have seen his website, if you guys have seen what he did with the hardcover edition of his book and all the things that he threw into that to make it special and limited, and gave you access to a certain site and all these clever things, you are good at marketing, and you can be very professional if you want to be.
Right.
Want to be.
Yeah.
It takes so much effort. Actually, I can't take full credit for that website. That was actually Tony's idea to do that. So, kudos to Tony.
Yeah, I mean, like, people don't usually say it about me, but I'm pretty smart. It's pretty, it's one of those things. No, but all right. So first of all, Steven is Samantha's husband, and he writes. I've only just purchased his Kindle short story collection, which is available now. And I heard him reading some of his an excerpt from his novel, which I believe he's trying to place somewhere at the moment. So anyway, you know what? My best advice with marketing. All right, first of all, let's be honest here. What we're doing right now is marketing, and this is the type of marketing that I most enjoy and what I usually do. Yeah, don't tell them. Eric's like, no. My favorite type of marketing is not marketing, like not actually marketing, just being yourself and talking to people and conversing and answering people's questions. And I mean, that's why I do my YouTube channel. And I know Steven started his YouTube channel. That's a great first step. Just having that channel out there, talking to people. It doesn't even have to be, like half the stuff we do here, we're not directly telling people to buy what we sell, but we're giving them a chance to get to know us. And, that is... For me, it's been an effective method of marketing, is just to kind of put myself out there as myself, and hopefully, people will be interested enough at some point to like check out what I do on the side. Granted, I don't make very much money doing any of this, so maybe it's not the best method of marketing. Maybe I shouldn't be giving that advice, but that's what I do. That's the best advice that I can give, since it's what I do.
Yeah, everything he said, I agree with. In all honesty, I mean, marketing, the Geeky Writers thing, we came together because this was a way for us to pool our resources and reach a bigger audience collectively. And, so I think it's one way to do it. There's no magic bullet, I guess. Anything you can do to get your work out there, even if it means going and standing in a corner with a cardboard sign, "This is buy my book, God bless," like Mr. Pruitt here. Which was genius, by the way. I loved the Dirtbags promotion. Eric's got this persona. He is the Reverend Pruitt, and he's here to preach the gospel to all the sinners.
I'm trying to save some souls, brother.
Yeah, one word.
His marketing. Sorry, his marketing plan for Dirtbags was genius. I was jealous, man. I saw that stuff and I was like, that is so cool. I mean, I was so impressed with that. I really was.
I think it's all I could afford. It's all I could afford. Hey, one thing I found out is very similar to this, and I mean, I would do it over and over and over again. Is like, it's such a solitary thing that we do, sitting here at these computers and writing things and not going out with our friends and etc. That there is a community out there. Like, there's a community I have with the three of you guys. We never met each other before this. But we're able to do this, and it's And in an extension, there's a larger community. There's people out there that, you know, blog about horror, blog about dark fiction, and maybe they don't have time to read your book and review your book, but they're willing to let you post something on their site. Like that guy Jeff Fox, he's great. I reached out to him and he said, "Hey man, could you write a post for my site about Southern Gothic music?" Absolutely, I listen to it all the time. There's music I listen to all the time when I'm trying to write the book. And I don't know if Jeff ever read my book, but I was very, very grateful for him to let me write that post on his blog, and that equaled a lot of sales for my book. Times that by the amount of people that were kind enough to let me send a post out to their blog, or actually read the book and reviewed it, or did whatever, you know, to help me get my thing out there. And in return, you know, you try to do whatever you can for them. It's a community, and as long as you keep treating it like that, I think that good things naturally, hopefully, will happen. You know, I've been treated very, very well by the other 3 people on this panel here, and I'm grateful for that. And I think that it, you know, it comes out in the exposure and in the marketing and in the sales and etc. But you know, at least we have the opportunity to make some friends while we're chained to this fucking computer.
Right.
Yes.
Very true. Very true.
Mercedes, do you have anything to add to the marketing?
I would say marketing is about doing what you do. I'm hearing myself echo. Okay. It's about what works for you. So if you are really good at Facebook but you're awful at Twitter, then concentrate your efforts on Facebook. Marketing is uncomfortable as it is because you're out there and just kind of begging people to love you, and it's a little bit humiliating. But if you just kind of go and like everybody said, be yourself, do things that you're naturally interested in that will tie into your work, you know? Just be you and let people get to know who you are. I would prefer to buy my books from friends, you know, than a stranger. I would prefer to, I want to know what's inside people's head. I'm going to read, you know, Eric's stuff because I like Eric. You know, I think it's important to let people get to know you, but also not so much. I've also heard people that have suggested do 5 things to market your book every day. I don't have that kind of time. But I mean, 5 things to market your book a week. You know, make a presence, make a post, you know, put up a link, whatever. But, you know, don't stress about it as much as people make us, because it's uncomfortable.
Eric.
Mm-hmm.
Echo, dude.
What did I do?
You've got some echo.
I do?
Yes.
That's impossible.
It's not impossible. I've been watching the audio volume jump up every time Mercedes said something.
And that's from me doing it?
Yes.
Okay, what do I stop doing?
Turn your volume down or plug in some earbuds or something.
Okay.
Sorry to single you out, brother, but
No, I didn't know.
Mercedes was trying to talk over herself.
I thought it was her computer.
Get in my own way.
Sorry.
Sorry. But no, I think Mercedes, that's a very, very good point.
It was brilliant.
It was the best point
ever
made about marketing. There will never be a better point about marketing made in the history of marketing.
Hear it, right?
And we didn't hear it because of my damn. Yeah, sorry guys.
Yeah, so buy Eric's books. We can buy better gear. Hey, you guys. So I'm writing down everyone's name that asked us a question.
Okay.
And I'm gonna do this for my giveaway, and I can gladly do it for yours if you want. But I'm just gonna put it in my little hat and pull one out.
That would be great. Thank you very much for that, Mercedes. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Look how organized I am. Check it out. Right?
Yes, we needed somebody to do that because we were totally dropping the ball.
Yeah, we spent like the first 10 minutes talking about, so we're not really organized and we don't know how we're going to do this because Mercedes isn't here. We need an adult.
And then I made the insanely genius call of saying, "Oh, we'll just figure it out later." And you figured it out for us, Mercedes. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
What
When
if-
used to work with Shock Totem when I was the only woman working there. I felt like mom. I'm like, these guys are all 10 years older than I am, but they're just all, ah.
One of the best interactions that the audience was not privy to was when we were discussing how this was going to be done. We said, how should we give away the prizes? And I think Mercedes said, well, we should probably should we just give away the prizes to somebody, or should we make it random? And Todd said, well, I think we should draw it out of a hat. And your answer was, well, that's what random means. Anyway, that made me laugh for a week.
Charge, thank you.
That made me laugh for a week.
Although I must point out, it's not as embarrassing as the candy van, so there you go.
You know, I'm scrolling through the Facebook event posts, and it's like half of the people are just calling me a pedophile now. It's just out there.
Okay, hey, hold the fuck on. There was that one broadcast when Mercedes was just like, you know, Todd's a creeper, he's creeping on my kids, because I said howdy. When I think her daughter popped up, I'm like, howdy. Like, howdy, little girl.
Howdy. And she's all like, I love him. And I'm like, no. And you're like, hi. It's like a vocal fry in what you were saying.
So, I don't want to hear Tony complaining about people thinking he's a pedophile when I already had to get that shit earlier this year. So, you'll take it and you'll like it, little man.
Hey, 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 hey.
Tony, I didn't mean that. I love you.
That kind of hurt my feelings. Jesus. Oh my God. I could, you know what though? It's alright. I could pull it off. I could pull off pedophile.
Hey, so just a quick.
Files or what?
What?
You can
I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that.
That's probably for the best.
It is for the best. Moving on.
Yeah, this is the worst Christmas broadcast ever. Like,
Oh God, you're right. Oh my, let's sing Jingle Bells or something.
Just like right up there with the Cosby Christmas.
Whoa!
Too soon? I'm sorry.
Whoa! Maybe it's so cold outside. Hey, just a quick refresher. Mercedes, how are we planning to do the giveaway? You said you're going to take everybody's name and then shuffle them up?
Yeah,
everybody's name that's asking questions?
Yes, everybody's asking questions. I'm writing their names down right here, and I'm going to cut them up because I happen to have this fantastic scissor. And then I am going to pull them out of hat. This lovely hat.
All right. All the folks on the Facebook and the Google and the YouTube, y'all understand that, right?
Yes.
That's a question, and Mercedes is going to put your name in the thing.
Yeah. If you want me to write your name, I'll pretty like ask a question.
I have another question to read, actually.
Do it.
Donald Brawley posted 2 hours ago. My question is, if you could. Well, I'm paraphrasing because he left out some words.
That guy's crazy.
Sorry, Donald.
That guy's crazy.
I can't keep a straight face. Well, shit, where did it go? It just disappeared.
He pulled it. He's like, that's enough, man.
Did he really pull it?
I don't know. I'm not. I don't know.
Get the fuck out of here! It just literally. I just watched it vanish.
No,
I just watched.
Facebook drops it down, dude. They drop it down. No. Watch, it'll be on there. I'm scrolling down too. I'm helping you look for it.
Yeah.
Guys, we're on it.
You're like, he left words, and he's like, that's it, man.
There it is. Okay, I found it. He's like, if you could collaborate with a dead writer while he or she were alive, who would it be and why?
Like reanimated and come back from the dead, or like while they were still good, in their good phase. And can we choose when? Like we don't choose the Patricia Highsmith when she's like raging drunk, but we can choose at like what stage of her career we're with her.
Like, come on, Sylvia Plath before she stuck her head in the oven.
Yeah. Like there was so many people there.
Prettily. She died prettily. I'd probably choose Poe, Edgar Allan Poe. I'd love that. That'd be awesome. His language, love it.
Yeah.
Let me just kind of demystify Poe for you here, Mercedes. He was a drunk and he'd have his hands all over you. I mean, like through the whole writing process.
Yeah. Well. Okay.
Well, way to ruin that one, Eric.
I am not writing your name down, Eric.
I'm going to just repeat, because I actually read this question to Eric before we went live, and I'm just going to repeat my answer. My answer would be Jane Austen, so I could stand over her shoulder and tell her, don't write that. Just don't write that. Nobody's going to give a shit. You're going to piss off like thousands of high school students in 100 years. Don't write it. Just
Best
stop.
answer.
Just stop. Nobody gives a fuck. Stop. So there you go. Suck it, haters.
The best answer ever. Mine would have to be I would just love to kick it with Mark Twain. I know that I really would. Mark Twain's great. But William Gay, who died in the spring of 2012, is one of those guys that I really wanted to meet. I don't even think I'd have the sack to collaborate with him. I think it would be mostly me just wanting to hang out in his wooded cabin out there in Hohenwald, Tennessee, and just watching him do his thing. I was really, really disappointed with the fact I'll never get to meet that guy. I went to the Clarksville Writers Conference because that was one of his old haunts. I went and hiked the Devil's Backbone right outside of Hohenwald just because I was like, holy shit, this is where he used to come up with the ideas. These were walks he would take, to come up with the ideas for his book. Went to a restaurant there one time in hopes of running into him, and none of that shit will ever come true because the guy died. So William Gay would probably be my answer, if not Mark Twain.
Definitely, I would second Mark Twain. I would definitely like to kick it with him.
I just announced on a Google Hangout that I stalked a man once. Whoops.
Whoops.
Anyway, carry on.
Mark Twain is an awesome answer. I would have to go with and this is gonna be like a lame answer maybe, but gotta go Hemingway. That's the man right there. I mean, he would get drunk, beat me up, and then we'd write something fucking awesome. And we might go hunting in between. So big game hunting.
He'd kill a bear with his bare hands.
First question out of Hemingway's mouth would be, "What's up with those elf ears, boy?"
I would totally ditch the elf hat before I hung with Hemingway. Believe me, man. I would have to prepare for that shit.
He'd beat the shit out of you.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. He's the man's man.
That's how he shake hands. He beats the shit out of people. It's like, hi, I'm Ernest.
My favorite Hemingway story was someone was challenging his machismo and said, count the chest hairs on your chest, Ernest. And he went to this critic's office and ripped off his shirt and said, "You count the hairs on my chest," and then beat the hell out of him. Like, I don't really like a single thing he's ever written, except The Killing, The Killers. That was pretty cool. Some of the short stories, but as far as his novels go, it's not a popular opinion to have. I don't like anything he's written. His persona, for me, is what does it. To go into somebody's office and kick somebody's ass and tell them to count your chest hairs. That's a writer.
That's not actually that's not an unpopular opinion. A lot of people don't like his writing. In fact, if I remember correctly, he was widely debated as not being allowed into the literary canon for a while, and it was debated whether or not he was a woman hater and whether or not his work was worthy of being in the literary canon. And people still think that his work is too simplistic and doesn't have the depth that it should have, and a lot of different things like that. I personally love his work, but I draw a lot of inspiration from it.
I love his life. I love his life a lot and the way he lived it. My number one problem is they're all love stories. He did a lot of things and got to experience some great settings. And he's got inspirations that I'll probably never draw from. Spanish Civil War, the guy had an amazing life, but he wrote a love story, in order to put. So that's the one. That's my number one criticism of him. Everybody's got their own thing, though.
Yeah.
It's probably because I'm with a woman who beats me.
I shouldn't find that funny.
And will beat me harder tonight. Praise God.
Oh, geez. Did you guys see this picture that Robert Walters posted?
No.
It's god awful. Jesus Christ.
Where?
It's me as Superman standing behind a crying child in bed.
Whoa, 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 whoa. This is not showing up for me, and I must see it.
It's like,
Oh my God.
Okay, Bob wins something. Bob wins something.
Right
it's
click,
ridiculous,
save
dude.
as.
He wins my contempt.
That's gonna be my Facebook banner for like the next several months.
That has to be your Christmas card, Tony. Send it out to everyone you know.
Where is it? God damn it! I don't.
It's
like
Tony time. No, not again, Tony, not again.
Where is it? Okay, Bob has derailed this fucking show.
Tony, I'm sorry for going there, man. I'm sorry I ever did the candy van. I didn't mean it. It's not true. Tony's actually a really nice, level-headed guy. And, well, I don't know about level-headed, but he's a really nice guy.
Most are. Todd. Otherwise, kids don't get in the van.
See, she's just pulling it back in.
She
Pulling it back into the mire.
Wow. All right. Next
by the way,
question.
real quick, let me just state this. Robert Walters, he runs a website called Local Film Talk, where he profiles local filmmakers in the North Carolina Triangle region. So everyone should definitely check out trianglelivetv.com with Local Film Talk.
Yeah, good luck with that, Rob. Go on your website anytime soon.
Speaking of... Oh, it sounds like my kids are WWF wrestling in there. Okay, they're good. Okay. Speaking of Robert Walters, he wanted to know how we all met. And I can't remember.
I've got this.
I remember.
Well, it was a dark and stormy night.
I remember meeting Eric through Stacy.
So, Tony, I met Mercedes through Tony. Tony, Mercedes, and I were all a part of Exquisite Death, which was an audio anthology last summer, published by In-Ear Entertainment. And I managed to get the two of them onto Stacey Cochran's YouTube show, Book Chatter, which happened to be the same night that Eric was a guest. And we
I just found it. I just found it.
And we just had a really great time, and our readers kind of responded to this show that we were all on, and like, wow, you guys ought to do this again. So, beginning of this year, we did our first our Awkward Conversations broadcast, and I don't remember where the title came from or anything, but we definitely lived up to it.
Talking.
And that's how we kind of all got together, and that's the rest is history. We are here now. This is how many broadcasts have we done so far?
Probably too many.
Like 5 or 6, something like that.
People are begging us to stop, but we just have to keep rolling.
Yeah, no, Todd said that we heard from our readers, and they all really wanted us to do it again. That's a lie.
It's a total lie. We have no readers.
Todd has these fictitious poll results. He goes, hey, the polls are in.
Oh my gosh.
I went to my abacus and got the numbers off that way. I'm like, move all these marbles to the left. Yeah, we got 10 readers.
I'm gonna be vain for a second and go down to a question that Zach Walters, Z-Dubs asked.
Yeah,
Z-Dubs!
Woo!
Want to get to a couple of these Z-Dub questions because he posted a few. I'm gonna be vain for a second and just answer the one that he asks me about the stockings, and then we could answer. Mercedes has a question there from him too. which I want to hear the answer to. But for the question, he asked me what's next in the sculpting front, and I'm not going to say specifically yet exactly what it is, but I do want to say that I have a very specific idea of what I want to do next. It's going to be my first full figure, so it's not going to be a magnet. It's going to be an actual figure. It's going to have a base to it, and it's going to be fairly large. And it is going to be based on a very popular horror franchise, although it will be a figure that no one has ever done to my knowledge to this point. So that's all I'll say about that, but that's my plan for the sculpting front. So I do have ideas moving forward, and I'm hoping in the next month or two to have that some pictures and information about the sale of that. And then Zach also asks, Mercedes Yardley, do you realize how excited I am to read The Darkest Thing MMY has ever written? And I guess that's not really a question. Do you realize it?
No. No, I don't. Tell me about it. It is. It's dark. It's a really dark story. Yeah, it's dark. There is no joy in this telling of Little Dead Red. It's a retelling of the Little Red Riding Hood story. It's coming out from, it's in a book called Grim Mistresses. It's coming out from Ragnarok Publications in Angelic Press, which is the new horror imprint of Ragnarok. Angelic Press and from Stacey Turner and Ragnarok have joined together, and they're the new horror imprint. But there are four different female authors, and we each took a different story from Grimm's Fairy Tales and horrored it up, let me clarify. And we decided to write. So it's cool, and it's coming out in February for Women in Horror Month. So mine's dark. I was in maybe a bad mood when I finished it. I don't know, but I like it a lot.
She told me about the finer details of that story, and it is one of the darkest things I've ever had the pleasure of hearing about. Yeah, it's incredibly dark. So
coming from you who wrote The Harbinger, I can't even.
You know, I still have people at my day job who are afraid to read that story.
As they should be. It's pretty, you look at you in a different light, Todd.
They will. I fully expect to go to work one day and they'll just kind of stare at me and be like, you sick motherfucker.
I expect you to smell like fecal matter. I'm just saying.
What makes you think I don't?
Oh gosh, Tony would have told me.
I was trying to keep that on the down low.
All right. I do live near Reading, Pennsylvania, so that would explain a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tony will agree with me there.
Hey, while you're at it, talk about Comcast.
Really? You want me to go there?
Since you're already dark, since we've already
what's funny about Comcast is that they actually emailed me right before this broadcast started. Todd, check out our new, working big app that's available to you as a Comcast subscriber. Like, how about you go fuck yourself?
So, I want to ask a question that Todd brought up. Not at all. So, what's your favorite Christmas song? Because it's, a festive time. And we're talking about, like, pig crap and Comcast and killing ourselves and each other. So tell me about...
It's a good question. It's a very good question.
Well, I think Eric already sang, like, the Cosby rendition of It's Baby, It's Cold Outside.
Yeah. I like, there's a, if you guys, anybody ever heard of the band called Deer Tick? There's a band called, the lead singer from the guy Deer Tick, he's got another band called Diamond Rugs, and there's a song called Christmas Eve in a Chinese Restaurant. That's great. But if you want to go something more traditional, Frank Sinatra song with Nancy, the I Wouldn't Trade Christmas. That's one that gets me in the heart every time. Although I've just got a new fascination with Kitty Wells, the old country singer that died a couple years ago. She's got a Kris Kringle song that's great. And anything Brenda Lee did for Christmas, she did more than just rocking around the Christmas tree. Anything she did for Christmas. I'm a sucker for Christmas carols. I really only like the. I think I wrote a blog post about it one time, but I really only like the ones that you don't hear over and over.
Right.
So try to find a new one every year.
Can someone, since I'm writing down names, could someone put some of those up on the Facebook page?
The songs I just talked about?
Yeah, like the ones that we're talking about. Could someone throw those up?
Yeah.
Absolutely, I'll do that right now.
That would be like
I'll
best
do that right now.
stuff. Then we can all listen later.
Yes.
Instead of like
I'm
sleeping alone.
starting it right now. Anyone on the site can talk about them. Because we're fighting a war on Christmas, and let's be honest, it is a war. You know, it is a war, and we want to win. We want to win. Happy Hanukkah, y'all.
God, you guys, man, you guys. What else would I do on a boring Tuesday night? I'd rather hang out with you guys. This is awesome.
This is much better than grading essays. I'll agree.
Yeah.
I'm not, you know what, I don't, Eric had so many good answers to that question. I don't really have a lot of good answers. I really like Carol of the Bells.
That's the scariest fucking song of all time. Christmas or otherwise. That's a scary fucking song. That's a good answer.
Exactly, man. There's something, it's haunting. I really do enjoy that one. Hell, I'll even listen to the parody Ding Fraser Done. Hell, why not? But yeah, that's the best answer I could give. I try to, you know what? I really like the religious stuff too, to be honest. Like the very like instrumental, sometimes chorus kind of stuff. I don't know I can't think of any names right now, but the religious stuff is just beautiful. It's beautiful to listen to. It's not quite as ear piercing as some of these new like Christmas songs that you hear on the radio. And I also really dig just classic Christmas songs like Bing Crosby. Listen to Bing and Frank Sinatra and all those guys. Yeah, those are my answers. I don't really, you know, and the Grinch song. I love the Grinch.
Oh yeah, the guy that did Tony the Tiger.
Yeah. You know, you mentioned Bing Crosby. My response to that question would be his duet with David Bowie.
Oh my God! Yes.
Little Drummer Boy, and yeah, that song. I feel like that is probably the best version of that song, in my opinion.
It's amazing, and it's so friggin' weird too. You feel like for a second, you feel like you must have ingested acid at some point, and you're like, "What's going on?" And yeah, it's just. When I first saw that, I totally thought like this has to be some kind of weird like video editing thing that someone did, but no, it actually happened in real life. No one else seems to do it.
If I can throw in one more, just real quick, it's a tradition here that the Pogues, if anybody's familiar with the Pogues, the Shane MacGowan Fairy Tale in New York is a must-hear on Christmas Eve. It's about spending Christmas Eve in the drunk tank with a woman you've been fighting with all year, and you got drunk and you're at each other's throat, and this is the beautiful moment that happens in the drunk tank. It is the best Christmas Eve song. It may not be a Christmas song, it's a Christmas Eve song.
Oh crap! How could I forget? The Peanuts soundtrack for Christmas, the Charlie Brown Christmas.
Oh, Lucy.
The Vince Guaraldi trio. Am I pronouncing? I always mispronounce his last name, but the Vince Guaraldi trio, however you say the G word. I love that. Oh my God, I could listen to that on repeat forever and ever. And ever.
that was playing in the van. All festively and drive
There
up.
we go again with the van. Always going back to the van.
I feel like people were just gonna
Oh,
forget
man.
I
about
feel
it.
like that if Tony made a Christmas album, it would be called Back to the Van.
Back to the candy van.
Back to the candy van.
Oh Lord, help me. You know
Let's
what?
do another question.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yes.
say there's a really good question here from Kia that is for all of us if I could find it. Yeah, I found it. Have you ever abandoned a story and felt bad about it? I thought that was a really good question because I think I know the answer to it for all of us. And, yeah, you guys answer.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. I feel horrible. It's like I just like had a litter of kittens and I put them in a bag and I dropped them off somewhere and just left them in the bag. That's
Was
what
it
it's
a
like.
Christmas bag, Todd? Did
What?
you sing carols while you did so? Man, you're dark.
No, I cried the whole time.
I know he
And then
seemingly
I got fast food on the way home after I dropped them off.
pulled that out of thin air, but I feel like you're pulling it from somewhere, perhaps real life experience.
Perhaps.
I got an answer. Not to sound too depressing, but it's much better in my opinion. I've felt less bad about stories that I've abandoned than stories that I should not have continued with and did. Because there's a couple out there that like I'll go through these phases where like, hey, Elmore Leonard, everybody fucking loves him. He put out 3 books a year. And, there were some stinkers, but I mean, what the fuck? People keep reading them. So you're like, the pressure's off. My shit, it may not suck as bad as, so like, I'll go ahead and just submit the shit. And holy fucking shit, somebody accepts it, and it gets put out there. And I'm like, you know what? That story really sucked ass. I put it out there, my name's on it. People are gonna read it and be like, oh, this guy, he was good and he's not good anymore. That shit like fucks with me all the time. I shouldn't have sent that out. So there's a couple of stories I should have abandoned. For the most part, I think maybe I've started a couple of novels here and there that just you get partway through and the feeling. They're not novels. So you can cull a few short stories out of them and send them out and be like, oh, well, let's cut our losses. And that's great. But, yeah, there's nothing worse than having something that's absolute shit get accepted and get published. And you're like, couldn't somebody have caught that? Couldn't somebody have said, hey, man, this shit ain't good? That's how I feel.
That's a hell of a good answer, Eric. I mean, you basically voiced my opinion without my knowing that I had that opinion.
I was in there, wasn't I?
Yeah.
I got a couple fingers in your head, didn't I? Sorry, please go ahead, Tony.
Oh man, now I feel them in there.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's just the earbuds.
I just feel
yeah.
them now, but they were always there, Tony. They were always there.
Thank you, Tony.
I'm
Thank you.
just
Seriously, thank you.
Yeah, no, it was a really good answer. I tend to agree with that. I don't necessarily feel that bad about stories that I abandon because I usually abandon them for a reason. There are the novels, like there's my novel that I'm working on right now, and I have been working on for 4 years or something like that, that I know can be fucking awesome and I know has a lot of greatness in it, but I just keep putting it off to the side to work on other stories or to work on, grading papers for class or whatever other excuse I come up with at the time. So that I do feel bad about. I feel like I really want that to be done already because I think it can be great. But generally speaking, I agree with Eric in the fact that there are stories that I finished that weren't that good that got published that I did kind of regret having out there and tend not to tell people about for the most part. Yeah.
But was
That's my
that
answer.
the beginning of your career, or is that something still?
At the more so at the beginning, I think.
Right.
You know, there were like when I first started, there were a lot of free. When I say free, I mean places that wouldn't pay you for the
For
start.
the love.
And I indulged myself. I indulged myself in a couple of those submitting in places I knew I shouldn't submit because they weren't paying markets. But you know, there comes a point in the beginning of any writer's career where you're like so desperate to get something published that you'll submit to the free markets. And I did that a couple times, and they published stuff that at the time I was like, oh man, I'm published. And then in years later, I looked at it and I was like, oh God, why did I do that? That was not only did I not get paid for it, but I put a story out in the world that should not have been out there. Yeah.
And then it like ends up on Amazon. I have a couple that I will never point anybody to. That, you know, you go and you look at my name and they're like, oh, this is on Amazon. And I'm like, nope, that's not me.
Yeah. I have one of those. I have one of those.
And isn't it a joy?
Oh, it's a fucking joy, all right.
Yeah, but you learn. I mean, at the beginning, nobody tells you. I mean, nobody has a mentor. Well, maybe some people had a mentor. I had somebody that said he was a mentor, but really was just being creepy. But, like, no one guides you through these things and tells you what you should be doing. And, you know, you hear getting your work out is what you should be doing, and so you do the for the love, and, yeah, no. I mean, I would do things differently if I had known, you know. But at the same time...
Phone!
Phone's ringing, dude.
Phone!
Phone's ringing,
Get
dude.
the phone! I'm not here! I'm not here! Phone!
We had a question, and I've lost it because Facebook sucks.
No, just... dude, you're fucking listening, dude!
Here's one. While you're looking... Oh, never mind. I have to look it up. Go look on the actual link itself that shows it, and go... Cheesenip has a question for you, Tony. Or not Tony, Todd.
Who has a question for me?
Go look it up on the actual link that we're on.
Oh, the YouTube link.
Yes, the YouTube link.
Okay, hold on.
In the meantime, while you're looking for that, Jeff Fox had another question. I don't think we did this one, did we? Another holiday-themed question. TV shows and some movies have had their Christmas specials over the years. The infamous Star Wars one springs to mind, but what book or book series would you get a kick out of seeing have a special book or even just short story dedicated to some Christmas shenanigans? Okay.
That's a good question.
That's an interesting question. What do you got, Mercedes?
I don't know yet, but it makes me think of the She-Ra Christmas special, the He-Man and She-Ra Christmas special, which was just so bad and glorious at the same time. When I was a kid, I could never quite figure out their relationship. I knew they were brother and sister, but something was just off with that.
Mm.
I don't know. You know what would be fun? Todd's monochrome trilogy in a festive environment.
Good answer.
I'm sorry. I missed the question because I am completely flummoxed by Cheese Nips. What?
I'm lost. I don't know what's going on anymore.
Okay, I'm just going to repeat this. Somebody by the name of Cheese Nips, and I don't know this person, but I'll find you.
I put Cheese name in the drawing, so.
What are the odds of Todd Kiesling getting naked and singing Boots and Pants from the Geico commercial?
Cheese Nips!
I'll sing it if you want to get naked.
I'm not getting naked. You guys can't handle this shit.
Boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants. Come on, dude. Get your britches off.
Take your shoes off. Take your shoes and socks off to get in the feeling.
No, that's not going to happen.
Just take one thing off.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Just one thing.
There you go.
Boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants. Boots and pants and boots and pants. There you go. Sass that hair up.
Yeah. There you go. This is all you get, Cheesy. This is all you get.
You wanted some geeky shit.
It's all you get. I swear to God, I don't know who the hell that person is. It's got to be somebody I know.
Some random internet guy.
Some random asshole just shows up from Google Plus. What are the odds Todd Kiesling's gonna take his clothes off and sing Boots and Pants? I bet that person loves Jane Austen too, and Comcast. You're one of the. You must be a Jane Austen fan and work for Xfinity.
Hey, someone did just throw up a follow-up question asking about the stories that we've abandoned if we thought we may go back to them.
You know, I actually have some more to add to that. I have abandoned stories and gone back to them. The third entry in my Ugly Little Things series is a story called Saving Granny from the Devil, which is a pseudo-memoir. And I started and stopped that story many, many times because it's a very personal story. And I originally started writing that in 2009, put it down, tried again in 2011, put it down. Finally settled down and said, all right, I'm going to finish this damn thing, and the rest is history. Yeah, I mean, a lot of my shorter stories will have several stops and starts as I try to get a hang of what the story is going to be.
Yes.
Let me
So.
Yeah.
Hi, you guys.
Hey, Nico.
Hey, can you say hi? Oh, he's kissing Brandon. Brandon, can you say hi, Todd? Hi, Todd.
Hello.
Hi, Todd. He's like trying to put our heads close together,
Okay.
like he wants you and I to bump foreheads, but you're on a screen, so it's not gonna happen. Hi. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Okay. I will be back in just a bit.
All right, sure. So, I'm still trying to find this question. It was about what is one thing that you always wanted as a Christmas gift or something when we were kids?
Oh, yeah.
You remember the one I'm talking about?
Yeah, it was yeah.
I
Was there
don't
something
remember who it was that asked that question.
You start to answer it. I will look for the full question. Christmas.
I actually already told Mercedes this story, and this has kind of become a running gag through every Christmas between my wife and I. So when my wife Erica, when we were started dating in college, I asked my mom all I wanted for Christmas was a pair of black low-cut Doc Martens, and I just wanted a nice pair of boots. And I didn't get them. And every year I asked for them, and I didn't get them, and I didn't get them. So years pass, I graduate, Erica and I move in together, we get engaged, and one Christmas, my mom sent us packages. She sent Erica a pair of black low-cut Doc Martens. I didn't get them. Now, I'm old enough now, and I can afford to go buy myself these boots if I want, but I refuse to out of principle. Because it's for the years, it was the one thing I wanted and I never got it. So that was the one thing I wanted when I was uh-oh. Hi.
How'd they go?
Dude, what's happening? Somebody help me. I've drank way too much.
Nico's at the computer.
Nico's a real person, right?
Yeah, it's her son.
Okay.
I have no idea what that is.
Yo, I'm getting that acid feeling again. You guys, what's going on, you guys?
I need an adult. I need an
Hey,
adult.
Just to throw a quick. Are we going to another question? Or are we? Or
Yeah,
You guys
I
have
have a
any
question sitting here. Unless you got something you want to say.
Mercedes? I told the Black Doc Martin story.
Okay, yeah, we were going with the Christmas stories.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine was an American Girl doll. I wanted the Kirsten doll that my friends got when they were 8. And my mom finally gave it to me when I was 33 because I'm like, Mom, I have a hole in my heart. And I was like ready for therapy and everything. Like, you know what? It's been like so many years. Just give me the doll. She's like, is this really what you want? And I'm like, yes. So then I was okay. But it was a scary, sad thing.
You know, there was one Christmas when I was younger. This isn't necessarily the story of something I didn't get, as opposed to what I did get. But I was younger, and right there on the cusp of where the kids at school are telling you, hey, you still believe in Santa Claus? You're an idiot. Santa's not real. Hold the kids' ears. But I on Christmas Eve was looking through the Sears catalog and found an ad for ventriloquist dummies, and decided right there on the spot that I wanted a Charlie McCarthy ventriloquist dummy. And my parents broke the news to me, you can't have that. It's Christmas Eve. Santa's already left. And I don't know how they did it, but somehow the next day there was a Charlie McCarthy Christmas doll underneath the Christmas tree. And I've asked them even now, dude, I'm well into my 30s. I ask them now, like, dude, how'd you get that fucking doll under the tree? I asked you on Christmas Day for it. You told me I couldn't have it, and it was there the next morning. We all know you can't even buy like a head of cabbage on Christmas Eve. Like, stores closed down. Especially down here in the South, stores closed down. I can't buy mayonnaise. How did you get a Charlie McCarthy ventriloquist doll? They still tell me, dude, it was Santa. It was Santa. So that's not necessarily the story of something I didn't get, but that's
Hi.
Hello. Eric, Santa totally exists. They're just telling you the truth, man. That's the truth.
Yeah.
I've
man.
met him. I've met him. He's a good man.
Was it in a back alley?
It was in the back of my candy van.
Yes! He admits it!
Hey, man, I'm just Santa's little helper.
Don't do that ever again. I feel
you're
dirty.
getting put on so many fucking lists right now.
Oh, you're right. Facebook, they record this stuff. They know.
Hey, another question. Can we hit another question?
Can.
Yeah, if we want.
Well, I mean, we got 20 minutes, right?
Real quick, Mercedes.
What?
That was Adam Boland's question about the favorite toy that you wanted. If you want to write his name down.
I already did.
Oh, okay.
I've gone through everybody.
That was Adam's question?
That was Adam's question.
Hey, Adam. I didn't even see that question, man.
Well, it's because it was
I
posted
didn't
6
answer that
hours
question
ago.
either. It was
So, Brian wants, and I'm not even going to try your name, Brian, even though you told me how to say it. He wants to know when I'm going to show off the shaved side of my head. That is now. So I shaved this.
Oh, wow.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, it's not super noticeable, but I like it a lot because you can put it over. You can have it up. It goes to about here. And I just dig it. I really like it. I'm glad I did it. And then this side is much longer, so it's very, but it's still cute.
I like it. It
Yeah.
reminds me, for some reason, it reminds me of the 80s. I don't think it's an actual 80s thing. Possibly. I don't know. Maybe.
My eyes?
No, there are my eyes. Do you see my eyes?
Was she my eyes?
Oh, I have a Shadira Monsanto asked me a question if I can find it, because every time I go and zero in on something, Facebook shifts and changes. Crap, where'd it go? Where did it go? Facebook, I hate you so much, Facebook. Oh my god.
All I'm saying is Shadira
Okay,
is over
okay,
there.
here it is. Here it
She's
is.
over there
Here, I
in
found it.
Europe, and it's 4 o'clock in the morning. She's
Yeah.
staying awake. The
I know.
least you could do is find her question.
I found her question. Shadira, I'm
Good.
sorry I lost her question, but I found it. She says, Todd, what made you start the trilogy?
Ooh.
That's actually a really funny. There's actually a really funny answer to that. I guess I was about 24 at the time. I worked at a law firm here in the city, and it was a really horrible job. And I went to work one day, and nobody acknowledged I was even there. Like, no one said good morning, no one said hello, no one said anything. I was just there to do my job and then go home. Don't speak, don't be acknowledged. And I was in a pretty dark place at the time because I was just not that long out of college and just kind of wondering, like, is this what the rest of my life is going to be? Earning, barely above minimum wage and scraping by. And I had this idea, no one acknowledged I was there. This idea came to me, what if, a guy is so boring that he begins to disappear? And then the phrase, I'm living a life transparent, popped into my head, and I rushed and wrote it down, figured it was going to be like a 2,000-word short story, and all these years later, 2 novels deep into a trilogy, and that's how the Monochrome trilogy came to be. That was the genesis of that. So, yeah, thank you for your question.
I'm glad she asked that question. That's a good answer too. I think that's why that I was so drawn to the first book in the series when I first read it, and why I continue to just love that series. You could really feel that in there. Not only is it relatable, not only is it something that I felt in my own life at times, but I knew reading that this was something that you were drawing from, in your own life, things that you were thinking about in your own life, to kind of consider and mull over and bring into the literary world. Yeah, that's I think why it's such a strong series.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's they're really. I actually was doing some interview questions with Jeff Fox just yesterday, and one of his questions was, how is working on the Monochrome novels different than writing ugly Little Things? And I'd never really been asked that before, but the Monochrome stories are way more involved and complex, and there's a lot more going on in them than the Ugly Little Things stories. They're not as direct Monochrome stories, anyway. But yeah, so thank you, Shadira.
I feel like things in not necessarily popular culture, but just in general, things that catch on tend to be related in large part to what large parts of society feel, but don't necessarily talk about all the time. For some reason, what comes to mind is like Garden State, that Zach Braff wrote and directed.
Yeah.
How that just was this little indie film and just kind of exploded in popularity. and it's because it taps into this thing, this subconscious feeling, this maybe even worrisome, nagging feeling in a lot of people. And I totally think that your series does that. Not to drag out the point, but again, another reason why. Really
Thank
strong. You. I have a question here, maybe. Let's see if it's still in the place that I left it. It was from Sean Tracy. Maybe someone else saw it too, because I'm finding that it's not where I left it. I think it was for all of us, if I'm not mistaken. Sean, where'd you go, Sean? You guys, anyone else see it? Did I imagine it? I guess that's what I'm asking.
What was
his name? What was the name?
Tracy. Sean Tracy.
It was M. Night Shyamalan the whole time.
What a twist. Any favorite films or TV shows to watch to get you in the mood to write or while you write? So he's asking if there's anything that a popular question is what kind of music do you listen to that inspires you? Sean's actually asking if there are any movies or TV shows that we watch that kind of inspires us or gets us in the mood to write. That's a good question.
That is a great question. Anybody want to start that?
Yeah, why not? I'll start up. Fight Club was a huge one. Not necessarily that that's something I watch or think about every time I write. And I think that's probably true for music too. That it's not an every time kind of thing. It's that there's certain things that you watch that inspire a particular piece, and then the next time there'll be something different. In my past, Fight Club has been something that inspired me. And Woody Allen films actually, surprisingly, tend to inspire me for some reason. Annie Hall, The Sleeper. Is it Sleeper or The Sleeper? Can't think. Anyway, Woody Allen films. And I'm going to stop talking now because I can't think of anything else right off the bat. You guys talk. You guys talk, I'll drink.
I know for music with me is huge. I will make little playlists according to each project, and it'll help fit a tone and mood that I'm looking for.
Yes.
On the Dirtbags Amazon page, I listed the songs. I think with Jeff Fox's blog, I listed some songs that I thought were pretty essential to getting me in the mood. But yeah, with everything that I'm writing, usually I have a go-to list that I'll put on for music. As far as movies go, I mean, I've always said I'm one of those guys that wishes that Reservoir Dogs wouldn't have ended. There's no ending to that story that I thought would have been perfect. What did the cops do after they brought everybody? Whatever happened to Mr. Pink? Is Mr. Pink rotting away in a jail cell? What would it be like to be his cellmate? I wish Reservoir Dogs would never have ended, and so that's usually the mindset for movies that I'm always trying to get into. I need the background.
Mercedes.
I am sending you a PM as we speak, saying what was the question? I missed the question. What?
Tony, can you read that question again?
I
don't have it up in front of me.
Yeah, I don't either anymore, but it was basically, what movies or TV shows do you watch that inspire you to write?
One that really inspired me to write was when I was watching Lost, and I think we maybe have discussed this earlier on one of these previously, but they just had such a big cast with all of these different nuances and interlocking things, and I tend to write with a really small, concise cast. So when I watched Lost, I wanted to learn how to write with a big cast. That inspired me to have a lot of people and have all these different things that could go on. So definitely that, yeah.
I would have to say it would be Twin Peaks.
Oh yeah.
Twin Peaks. Every time I'm working on something that's really, it's kind of testing my, abilities. I'll say I usually will go and put on Twin Peaks sometimes on Netflix and watch. Just I don't even watch the whole series. I'll go and I'll cherry pick a couple of episodes and watch them. Not for any real particular reason, but because it's so out there and it was kind of ahead of its time. I don't know. For some reason, that's kind of my go-to. But I'll tell you a TV show that I watched this year that really got me thinking. Kind of opened my mind a little bit in terms of what I would like to do in the future. Be True Detective. That show. Yeah, that show kind of just blew my mind, and when they worked in the Ligotti and Laird Barron and Chambers references all over the place, that was it's like they made that for me. So yeah, that would be Twin Peaks and True Detective, definitely.
I think Eric agreed with your comment on True Detective, as it sounded as though he busted a nut.
It did, didn't it?
Yeah.
No, that sounds different, but
Slightly.
Please do not demonstrate.
Mixed company, ladies. No, I agree. That was a great show, and I really loved what they did, where they brought it all around. They threw all of those conspiracy theories out there, but then brought it around to remind you that, hey, this is a very grounded world, and they did it in a very realistic and cinematically interesting way.
Yes.
They really pushed the boundaries with that. That, I think it was like the end of episode 4. It was like a 16-minute tracking shot.
Yeah.
That I've watched over and over and over. There's my search history has got some pretty sour things in it, but one of the top things is that 16-minute tracking shot at the end of episode 4.
Yeah, that whole, just the whole thing, but especially I know the scene you're talking about where they go to the projects, and it was the whole thing, the way they put it all together and brought it around full circle, and worked in just the character rapport and for me, what intrigued me most was how they wove together this nihilistic viewpoint, the philosophy of it, into the story and made it relevant. And I thought that was probably my favorite aspect of the whole thing.
Shit, my favorite, just to throw a quick selfish thing out there, was that whole setting, that Western Louisiana, Deep East Texas world, those bowels of the country. That's where I'm from. I live in North Carolina now, but that's, everything they were saying was like gospel to me, because that's where I'm from, and that's a whole Nick Pizzolatto. That's his book Galveston is set there in this entire series. That's the land that gave birth to me, and so I was mesmerized by it. I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do with the second series. With what is it? Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn or some shit.
Vince Vaughn and Colin Farrell.
It's gonna be a romp, I'm sure. But taking two Deep East Texans like Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey and putting them down in there in that land, that was some true tribal representation right there. I was really excited about that show.
All right. We're coming up on 10 o'clock. I can keep going if you guys can. It's whatever you want to do. But
we got to give away some shit.
We do have to give away some stuff. So
yeah, we can hang out, but we should give away some shit.
Yeah, we should definitely give stuff away. So
all the names are in here on little pieces of paper that I just put in.
Hey, Christopher G. Moore famed horror director Christopher G. Moore has brought up a good point that he doesn't necessarily want to win Dirtbags of Foodie because, believe it or not, he's got a couple of copies of those.
No.
So there may be some instances where people that are friends with Todd or friends with you or friends, you know, we may want to do a redraw for some of those folks.
Okay, well they can let us know. They can let us know on Facebook if they're like, I don't want your stuff.
That's
Then that.
Oh,
Eric
shit.
Eric seemed to divine the fact that I have no friends.
Where are your friends, Tony?
Well, I have
Where
a
are your
mention for you though.
friends?
So Robert Walters asked me whose beard I'd like to make set on fire. Tony, my answer was you.
You want to set
Okay.
my
Hear that?
beard on fire?
Well, it was
Wow.
a question, whose beard would you most like to set on fire? So if I had to, it would be yours because it's thick and lush, and I think it would run right down your scarf, and would just be a festive thing.
It would be very
Well, that's
festive if
just
I burned to
weird.
death.
And from this night forward, Tony Rapino will now be known as the man who wore fire on his face.
Next time you guys see me, I will not have a beard. That's it. I'm shaving. I'm gonna shave. Next time you see me, I will be clean shaven.
Don't do
Right.
that, because you'll look like you're 12.
Oh my goodness.
And then I can lure kids into the candy van easier.
Right? You're like, hey, let's go play ball.
Let's go.
All right,
Play
before we
Nintendo.
move forward, I just gotta share this with you guys because this just popped into my head when he said that. I just imagine him like collecting the tribble that would be the result of him shaving his beard and like gluing it together on the end of a lure with like a fishing rod and using that to lure the children into his van. Why? I don't know. But it would just seem really bizarre and I had to share that. So please continue.
Oh my God! I'm never doing this again.
Okay, so I have been.
Oh shit. I
I'm not.
couldn't hear
I'm
the
not
violin.
nearly. I'm not nearly drunk enough to put up with you motherfuckers anymore.
I haven't had a single drop all night.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know. I'm not nearly drunk enough for this.
All right, we're gonna give away some shit. Let's
Yes,
give away
let's
some
give
stuff.
some stuff away. I am in the giving mood, so I'm going to give stuff away.
Merry
Let's give
Christmas,
some shit away.
motherfucker.
Jeez, everything changes. Okay, so what are we giving away first?
I've got two things. I've got a Dirtbags book, and next year, I promise, I'm going to try to be more prolific so I have some more things. But like right now, all I have is a Dirtbags book and a foodie movie.
Is this one drawing or two?
Two.
Okay.
Two.
So for the
Two.
book, the winner is Ben Eads.
Nice.
Ben.
Ben.
Ben, please send me your mailing information.
Okay, and for the other one, which one did we just give away? I already forgot.
We gave away the book.
Okay,
Now we're
for
giving away the film.
the movie. It's I'm gonna say your name wrong, sweetheart. Shadira.
Yes.
Awesome.
Very
That's
cool.
won your movie.
Shadira, hook me up with your info.
Shadira, you're going to love that movie.
Okay, what do we have next?
I am giving away signed copies of A Life Transparent and The Liminal Man and some Ugly Little Things postcards that are also signed in a Christmas stocking. One winner for this.
Awesome. Okay. That winner, I'm grabbing it out of the hat, is Cheese Nips.
Oh, cheese nips. Fucking cheese nips.
You planned that. Bullshit.
not?
Is Cheese Nips a real person?
I don't even like. That was a person on YouTube. Hold on. Let me see if I can get if Cheese Nips cannot won't respond.
Yeah, let's give Cheese Nips like 24 hours, and then we'll redraw again tomorrow or something. That is funny though. That was totally random. You saw me reach in the hat.
I don't
Saw
know if I
nothing.
necessarily believe that.
It's true. It's fate. It's fate, Todd. Cheese Nips, who wants to see your sexy naked dancing, has 1 year stalking.
I'm responding to Cheese Nips right now.
Todd,
Yo.
I'm Cheese Nips.
That's don't fuck with me, Tony. I swear to God.
Post a picture of them Cheese Nips, Tony.
I'm joking. I'm not really Cheese Nips. I
Still,
just wanted
just
another.
post a picture of them anyway.
What's up?
Still, just post a picture of them anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, are we moving on, or are we still letting
Yes,
Tony?
please move on. I'm going to continue seething. Don't
Tony,
mind me.
Did you have anything, Tony?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So I'm giving away either one of my stockings or my magnet, and that again was up to the winner, whatever they want. The Sam stocking or the wolf magnet. Is that totally upside down? That's totally upside down.
Yeah.
So
Is that your blue one? Your blue moon one?
that's the Blue Moon werewolf magnet. Yep. And
Dude, I want one of those. Am I eligible?
No. But he sells them, which is how. Are you sold out?
no, I have I think 5 left maybe.
Are they still the
Like that?
blue moon ones, or are they the different
They're,
colored
they're,
ones?
they're all the Blue Moon ones. All the variants sold out. So it's all Blue Moon.
Well, that's the one I want, so I'm going to order one from you as soon as we're done here. Okay. Okay. The winner of that is Phoebes Pentenstein. So, Phoebe, you won the stocking or the magnet? Yay!
Alright, right on. So, I'm sorry, what was the name? Phoebes?
Phoebes, uh-huh.
Okay.
She's on...
So, you could contact me on either my Candy Corn Apocalypse Facebook page or my personal page, Anthony J. Rapino. Just shoot me a message, PM, and I'll check my other message, my other inbox just to make sure in case it goes to the spam. And yeah, just say hey, and then we'll figure it out from there. I'll get your info.
Very cool. Okay, and the last one is mine. It's a stocking full of books and those lovely little ornaments / paper dolls to play with. So, grabbing random one, and the winner is Brian, whose last name I cannot say. Hey, Brian, you won stuff. So, just PM me your address. I'll mail it out to you, okay? So there we go. Those are our winners.
Okay. Cheese Nips, if you are still watching and haven't seen, here's the problem with this, is that Cheese Nips, the profile he or she used to post that on YouTube, there's nothing on it. Like it looks like they created it strictly just to comment on the video, which makes this highly suspect. And so Cheese Nips, if you're watching, I responded to your request to to get me naked, weirdo. And you won the prize. Please send an email to todd@toddkiesling.com with the subject, I won your stupid prize, and include your real name and mailing address, especially your real name and mailing address. You have 24 hours to claim the prize, or else it will be redrawn and go to someone else. So, Mercedes, please don't get rid of those names.
I will keep them in my special little hat of wonder.
Yes, thank you. I'll let you know that around this time tomorrow if Cheese Nips has stepped up to the plate and revealed him or herself.
It'll be your mom.
It'll be your mom.
It might be my mom. She'll be like, oh, I like that, Todd.
Your mom likes that.
How old are we?
I don't know.
All right. Somebody asked a question. Anna York Braun asked, "Do all authors get the strange stalker fans, or do you feel your genre brings them out even more during the full moon?" Well, I don't know if it's a full moon tonight, Anna, but I definitely get some strange stalker fans, like Cheese Nips, for example, on YouTube.
Sadira says, Todd Keeslin, you got catfished.
I kind of
There
did.
you go.
I kind of did, and now Jeff Fox is posting weird ass. I don't know, somebody with cheese nips covering their nipples.
That's delicious.
Oh, cheese nips! I get it.
They're like nipples, but they're cheese nips on them.
You guys are getting me hungry.
You guys are getting me hard.
Oh, Jesus.
There's not enough Coke in the world for that.
Coke?
So, do you guys want to keep going, or do you want to call it a night?
No, I'd go all night.
I don't know about that. I think you're a couple of drinks away from falling out of your chair again, my friend.
When did I ever fall out of my chair?
Dude, this was like back over the summer, I think, during one of our summer broadcasts. I don't remember what we were even talking about, but you actually fell out of your chair.
I always assumed that was like a pratfall for the show. Were you really that drunk that you actually tumbled out of your chair?
He'd remember it.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay, that's true. It never happened.
I have maybe 10 more minutes in me, and then I need to go referee. But also to answer Anna's question, I think that a lot of different authors get stalkers. I know quite a few of my friends in like the YA and different things that do have stalkers. I think just being in any sort of public eye opens that up to you. But I mean, they're definitely really crazy and scary, and I know I've got some stuff that made my blood boil and scared me a lot. So, but I don't think it's just limited to us. I think it's every genre, pretty much any public job invites you to be stalked.
I mean, my answer to that, Anna, is that I've had some people that have asked me for a blurb, or some people that have asked me for a review, but I haven't had anybody ask me for anything creepy just yet. And I don't think that you've made it until like you start getting weird like naked photos on your email, or people showing up at your house like asking you like, "Hey, dude, take a look at me, I'm naked." You know, so I'd like to make it. You know, I'd like to be I'd like to kind of raise my bar up a little bit to that upper echelon to where people are kind of showing up at my doorstep, or that people are kind of sending me crazy half-naked emails. So anybody that's wanting to jump out, Anna, if you want to be the first, anybody that wants to just kind of say, hey, look, you're my hero. You're the only one that understands me, kind of like Morrissey in the early 90s, something like that. I'm down. I'll be your god. You know.
I'll be your Huckleberry.
Yeah, I'll be your Messiah. So shoot me an email. Shoot me 50 emails. Fuck, I don't know. Let me be the object of your obsession. You might win a free giveaway. Who knows? But let's check it out. Let's see what happens. Let me be the object of your obsession. Let's see what works out. Let's try it out.
As a follow-up to Eric's statement, I just want to chime in with something that Christopher G. Moore just posted. Quote, "Some call it pratfalls, Others call it alcoholism.
Ah, you son of a bitch! I trusted you. I trusted you.
Oh my god.
Uh,
So, Mercedes, what was that question again? The stalking thing? Or is she gone?
yeah, I think she stepped away.
Who had that question?
It was Anna York Braun. She asked, "Do all authors get the strange stalker fans, or do you feel your genre brings them out even more?"
Oh, okay. So, honestly, I didn't notice anything like that. Um, I still have never really noticed anything necessarily like that. I definitely didn't notice anything like that for when I was just writing. I do have really I have noticed since I've done the YouTube channel, when I started my YouTube channel, I've noticed that I've gotten uh, some really cool, very nice fans. It's not at all like a stalking thing. Like I wouldn't call it that at all. It's just really cool people who like talk to me, and some people send me stuff and I unbox it on my channel and things like that. And that's awesome. Whoa, look at Eric. Look at that shit-eating grin. What just happened there?
I missed it.
Broke the seal, ladies. So.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god, you look so happy about that.
I know.
I thought for sure that he like just found out that he won $1 million or something.
Chance you want to help me on something?
Hi.
Mama.
Manager.
So.
Hey, so there was another interesting question on the page. If we want to go back to that, do we, or have we moved on from questions?
We can still keep answering questions as long as you guys are. I don't have to work tomorrow, so I'm good all night.
That's right. You could be drunk, right?
Yeah, and I haven't had a single drop to drink. After this is over, I'm probably gonna hit the bottle because Jesus Christ.
I know. I'm like.
So does that mean you guys want me to hit that question, or?
Eric, you hit that question. Hit it hard.
I'm gonna hit it till it falls off. Hey, Guy Medley asked, "Is there a certain style or voice that we try to hit when we're writing?" I'm looking for the specific question in all its glory, but like what I had written down in my notes was, "Is there a certain style or voice?" ... And that's from Guy Medley. Great guy. Give me 5 stars on the Amazon.
I met his parents, and they are so cute. Your parents are cute, Guy.
Got a picture of his mom?
Wait, you met Guy's parents?
What?
You met Guy's parents?
Yeah, I haven't met Guy. It's not like he's like, Mom, Dad, this is a fabulous writer, Mercedes.
You got a picture of his mom?
Yeah, I met his parents.
Okay.
I hate to break this up, but right here, this is for Kia.
Ooh.
There you go.
Every time your hair comes down like that, I imagine like the wicked guitar shred. Like,
I imagine a room of 20 European guys masturbating. So there's that. So.
Wow.
Eric, I worry about you, dude. I worry. I know we don't know each other that well, but I lay awake at night sometimes thinking, God, I hope Eric's okay.
Now I worry about you. So anyway, back to Guy Medley's question. Is there a certain style of voice that we're trying to emulate? Anyone want to hit that?
Yeah, mine. No, I'm not trying to emulate. I kind of was when I was first writing. Not trying to emulate as much as try and keep my voice in and more restrained, because I can get quite flowery, and like Pretty Little Dead Girls, the language is quite high and that sort of thing. But when I kind of got out of my own way and let myself write how I want to write versus what I thought I should be doing, that's when I kind of found my voice. But yeah, I don't try to emulate anybody anymore. That's cheating. If I want to emulate somebody, like if I want to emulate Shakespeare, Shakespeare already wrote it. You know, what can I bring to the genre? What can I bring to this piece that nobody else can? And I think that's kind of, we find our little niche, we find out where we belong and like how can I do this that someone else isn't doing it? Why was I invited to this anthology? Because they want something from me that I can give that maybe someone else couldn't. So there you go. Okay. What are you doing, Tony?
May I hit it? May I hit it?
Hit it.
Yeah, like I've actually discussed this with my father, so it's not like I'm giving any taboo information here. But like yeah, I'm trying to write like my dad does not do two things, and that's go to a bar or tell stories. So like I've always tried to write like my dad is in a bar telling me a story. And it's like the man gave the other guy a look. You know, what does that look like? Well, what my father would have said was, son, he got a hold of some bad chicken. So, like, he gave the guy a look like he got some bad chicken. You know, and let yourself fill in the gaps there. So my dad, my dad, he's a country boy, and he drove a truck for a living, and I listened to his stories my entire life. And they're funny. And that's a voice that sticks in my head. So if I told the story of a killer, the story of a school shooter, the story of etc., through the voice of my dad telling me this story in a bar, it would be goddamn hilarious. So that's it. He looked at the other man like he just had a piece of bad chicken. You know, that's my dad through and through. If my dad had a drink and if my dad was good at telling stories. So, yeah, I'd straight up steal the storytelling style of my dad were he an alcoholic, which he isn't.
Tony?
I feel like I've answered this question so many times. If I were to answer it again, I would just be repeating myself. So okay. I won't answer it.
So this was the question is there a particular voice or style we're going for? Is that right?
Trying to emulate.
Try to emulate.
Just say you're ripping me off, Tony. It's all good.
Actually, you know what? My answer is that what Todd's about to say is my answer.
Only Tony said it
How
first.
do you know what I'm going to say?
Because we've both answered this question so many times, and I know
we have answered this question, haven't we? Well, when I was first starting exploring fiction, sort of writing my own fiction, I was really into emulating Chuck Palahniuk's style, and I had a creative writing instructor in college who told me one day in class we were critiquing a story that I had written, and it was getting some pretty good criticism. It was fair criticism, and he said, that was like the second story I'd written for the class. It was in the same style, tone, voice, and that Palahniuk, very minimal, direct, first-person narrative. And he said, for your next story, I want you to step out of your comfort zone and write something in third person. So I did, and those of you out there who got the limited edition of Ugly Little Things Volume 1, that story is in there. It's called Dead Ohio Sky, and that was the first piece of third-person fiction serious piece of third-person fiction I've ever written, in a voice that I felt like was really my own, and I have pursued that ever since. So it originally started out going for a very minimalistic approach and first-person, styling, and now I try to approach stories as though it's me sitting down with you and I'm telling you the story myself. Like if I'm right there, if you and I are, sitting at a table and I'm telling you the story, that's what I try to, go for. Doesn't always work out that way, because some of the shit I come up with is pretty creepy, and there's no way in hell I could do that on the fly. But without thinking about it first. But that's what I go for. So that's all I have to say about that, Guy. Thank you. I have a story actually for you guys, and this is for the viewers at home too. But I made a comment way back when we first set up the event about Frankenstein at the Nativity story. You guys recall that?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you that story now, and I'll try to keep it short. So, those of you who are watching at home, a little primer on my upbringing. I grew up in southeastern Kentucky, and I grew up in a very Southern Baptist household, and very conservative, all hellfire, brimstone, all that jazz. And it usually entailed going to church with my mom. My mom grew up in the country, very small church, usually like a one-room building. And this particular church, I was in college at this point. I'd kind of stopped going, but my mom wanted me to go for Easter Sunday. And that's relevant, and I'll explain why. They were in the process of, I guess, auditioning new ministers. However that happens in the Southern Baptist world, I guess they invite other ministers to come and see how they do, if they're good at the job or whatever. So this guy, he, thinking back on it, he kind of had this very Billy Graham meets Ronald Reagan look about him. And the thing about Southern Baptist ministers is that they work themselves up during their preaching into this they're very animated and very what's the word I'm looking for? They run out of breath very quickly, so they're gasping for breath as they're talking. So they're talking really fast, but then they're also trying to breathe, and they sound like it's like a donkey in some ways. It's like they'll be talking, and it's like, and Jesus said. And so this guy he's working himself up. He's like, he's hit the peak of his sermon, and he's coming down to the ending, and they're getting ready to stand up and sing, and he's going to preach and ask for people to come to the pulpit and be saved and all that jazz. So I don't know if he was even aware of it. If he was, he didn't say anything. But it was an Easter sermon, but he started preaching about the Nativity. And I don't, like I said, this guy was a very kind of older guy, very Ronald Reagan-esque, and he was talking about how, and the wise men came to, present their gifts to the baby Jesus, and they brought Frankenstein and myrrh for the baby Jesus.
See, that's why I do the gift.
And this, in my mind, I realize Frankenstein's the guy and not the monster. I know my horror, but in my mind, I'm seeing like the classic MGM Frankenstein's monster tearing the shit out of the nativity scene. Like Mary and Joseph go running, baby Jesus is crying, the angel's just like, oh fuck. And so that's my Frankenstein the Nativity story with Billy Graham meets Ronald Reagan, Southern Baptist minister, and that, my friends, is why I'm going to hell.
Or why they're going to put you in charge of heaven.
Oh, wouldn't that be the day?
I'm terrified. That's a terrifying thing to me.
It's a terrifying prospect, isn't it?
Fellas, it is time for me to leave, but it has been a pleasure, as always.
Yes.
And I'm so depressed, I'm going to go eat some brownies and then drown my sorrows in Coke. after this.
Brownies and Coke. Brownies and Coke.
Brownies and Coke. Oh, Mercedes, real quick, did you get your package?
I don't know. I haven't gone to the mail yet.
What?
It's been a day.
Dude, she lives in the desert. She lives in the desert.
They do
That's
have
true.
mail in Las Vegas, you know.
Did they deliver that by Pony Express out in the frontier?
Okay. So say the package comes. Can I open it, or do I have to
Go for
go?
it. No, go for it. Open it.
Okay.
It's yours. Merry Christmas.
Should I run and get it now?
If you want to.
Do you want me to open it on air?
Yeah.
It's a good one.
You want me to be Tony and like unbox?
You go for it.
Unbox that shit.
Okay, it's cold out there. All right, I'll see you guys in a minute.
It's not cold in Vegas. You're crazy.
It's in the desert.
It is freezing. Okay.
All
Have a
right.
look.
Okay.
I know what you got.
Yeah. I do too.
In the meantime, you know what? I do have to go in a minute here. How long were you guys gonna stay online or on air?
Me and Todd are going to be up till like 2, 3 Eastern.
I don't know about that late. I have been up since like 6:30 this morning, so.
I have meetings tomorrow, my friends. Got meetings to go to. I think I saw a question here we could answer.
Come on, Tony, you can do it.
You can do it.
Come on, Tony.
Just work
I
it out.
don't know if I can.
Sound it out.
Oh my
Sound
god,
it
cheese!
out.
Oh my god, cheese nips!
What?
What?
Are you serious?
I'm just reading random comments at this point. Oh my god, there are a lot of posts. Did you guys notice that?
Phoebes ask, for those who write, are you a wing it or outline kind of writer?
That's a question I would have. Yes.
Uh,
I wing it.
Hold on. Okay, go ahead. I wing my outline. I wing the shit out of my outline. But I'm a slave to the outline. I wing my outline. I write. I figure it out. I get partway through. Ooh, that's more interesting than the thing I outlined. But winging it becomes my outline, and then I become a slave to the outline.
okay. I usually wing it to a point until I get a better idea of where the plot's going, and usually in the home stretch I'll start to outline what I need to do to get there. Sometimes that occurs sooner or later depending on the story. My story, When Karen Met Her Mountain, was outlined from start to finish after numerous stops and starts, and then my story, Radio Free Nowhere, was completely, I winged that completely from start to finish. So it depends on the story. It depends on time of day. And Eric Pruitt has joined this call. He's winging it too, apparently.
Holy crap! There's 2 of them.
Yes.
I don't know if I could deal with 2 of them.
We fed them after midnight. Shit.
Imagine the threesome. Imagine the threesome.
I have imagined it, and I am now.
I know you have. I know you have, you sick fucker.
Menage
We're all,
Pruitt.
right now, at the moment, we are all now right now in the back of the candy van. I don't know.
Did
if
you get it?
realize that.
I did.
Yay!
I have a package.
There's a package.
Okay. Need my scissors to open it because my fingers are so frozen from that frigid Las Vegas air.
Whatever.
It is cold. I have acclimated.
How cold is it there?
It's a brisk 70 degrees.
It's 60 degrees. I had to put a jacket on.
Oh, you even wrapped it. Look at you.
Erica wrapped
Is
it.
that duct tape?
Erica wrapped it.
Now I know your secrets.
Is that duct tape right there?
Oh, did she use that? I don't know.
Yeah,
She was like waiting at the door. She's like, "Are you done? Are you done? Can I wrap them? Can I wrap them?" She loves to wrap presents, so.
She did a beautiful job. Oh, yay! Oh, thank you. It's
problem.
Todd's books. I keep saying I'm gonna buy him and have you sign him. And bookmarks, and you personalized them. You were awesome.
I try.
You were so cool.
You're pretty awesome, Todd. Pretty awesome.
Thank you.
No problem. Merry Christmas.
Great, because I
Merry
haven't read.
Christmas to all of you.
Yeah,
I totally-
to you too. So I have Todd's address for the rest of you. Tony and Eric PM me your address so I can send you your fantastic little ornaments of yourselves.
Fucking A, dude. Yes. How do we do that? On the Facebook? Yes, okay.
Yeah, just
Okay, yeah.
Or email, whatever. Why
No,
are
I
they
should-
to see his forehead and him?
we fed him after midnight, so
Is this what happens? Todd, thank you. This makes me so happy.
no problem. No problem.
I have a little Kiesling shelf now. Have you noticed that?
Yay!
He's a little Kiesling clause. He's a little Kiesling clause.
A closet of Kiesling.
Yay!
And real quick, before everybody gets off the phone, real quick, there was a very important question that was asked, so I should ask it, but Jeff Fox has asked, what are we doing in 2015? What are we looking forward to in 2015? It's a very important question. Mercedes, we'll hit you first.
I will be putting out my sequel to Nameless. I have a bunch of little different books, like novellas coming out. I think 2 of them. I don't know. I'm going to the Haunted Mansion Retreat sometime in 2015, and I'm also going to LTUE in Utah, which is a... What are you doing, Tony? it looks like he's like eating
He's lurking.
children.
I may have been chewing on my headphone wire. Maybe.
Uh-huh.
I was totally listening, though.
So that's what I'm doing, kind of trying to figure things out. And we're starting like the Dave Ramsey thing to get out of debt.
Okay.
So that's my super exciting life.
Todd, how about you?
I have a couple of more entries in the Ugly Little Things series coming out in 2015.
Real quick, Ugly Little Things was 4 short stories released last year, so are you going to have like a second season per se?
That's the plan. I have at least 2 that are done and really just need to be have some final edits done to them. One I have to wait until the rights revert, which will be in May. I have a few more in the works. My goal is to get at least a couple more done, so I can have 4 or 5 stories total to release, similar to how I did it this year. And I'm also hoping to really dig in and complete the first draft of the final monochrome novel, tentatively titled Non-Entity.
Let's just say real quick that you are kind of new to the broadcast, or maybe you've joined because of one of the other 3 people. Todd Kiesling's Ugly Little Things is a 4-part short story series that premiered on Amazon this last year. What he's saying right there is that next year we're going to get some more Ugly Little Things that are going to happen. And in regards to the monochrome series, monochromes are 2 novels that have come out recently, but there is a 3rd that has been teased and tantalized. So Ugly Little Things, monochrome part 3.
Yes. ...
That
is the plan, and I also want to say that I guess we can we tell them about our plans for our Geeky Writer broadcast. You guys want to save that for later, or should we tell them?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, you.
No one's here anymore, Todd. They've all left.
Okay.
Eric was about to say, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, Todd. I don't care.
Well, Tony, we were going to sacrifice you to our own evil god, and then
we're gonna drink your blood under the full moon.
I've expected it for a long time now.
I mean, stick around. We'll do some crazy shit next time.
Yeah, let me just put it this way: we have some really cool things coming up for the Geeky Writers broadcasts that will hopefully broaden the horizons a little bit, and will hopefully move it off Facebook. Put it that way.
And will also please cheese nips.
Yes. As soon as I find out who the fuck you are.
The phone rings. Okay, guys, it's time for me to go, but Merry Christmas to all you guys.
Yes.
Happy holidays. It's been a pleasure.
Yes.
I'll see you guys later.
All right, have a good night.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, folks. So we're gonna call it I guess we'll call it a night here for the broadcast. But where did Eric go?
I'm right here.
All right. Guys, why don't you? Eric just gave me a much better introduction than I could ever give myself in my work. So, and all my information is right here in the lower third, anyway. So, folks, why don't you? Tony and Eric, why don't you tell the folks at home who you are, what you write, where they can find your stuff, and then we'll wrap it up for the night.
Okay. I think I neglected to mention earlier that I write horror. I'm a horror writer. You could find me at anthonyjrapino.com. You could find me at Candy Corn Apocalypse on Facebook, or Candy Corn Apocalypse Store Envy, where my sculptures are. You can find me on Amazon under Anthony J. Rapino. You can find me on, did I say AnthonyJRapino.com? I think I already said that. It's a bunch of crap. I don't know. Google search my name. I'll post a bunch of times over in the event page. So you could click on my link and follow me wherever you see fit. I'm also on Twitter and Instagram and everything else. So that is me. Eric?
Yeah, Eric Pruitt, ERYK Pruitt.com. I've got a book. I've got a couple of films I like to write. Any kind of storytelling I can do, I'd like to do that. So holler over at me. That's it. In 2015, I've got a couple more short stories coming out. Most specifically, I've got a film called The Hoodoo of Sweet Mama Rosa that we crowdfunded on Indiegogo. That's going to be coming out, and 280 Steps, the publisher, is going to be releasing my second novel called Hashtag. We're in the rewrite process. It hurts, so that means it's going to be good,
Well, I'm looking forward to that. I can't wait to read that.
Most of you have already kind of read the Sweet Melinda shit that's been serialized. That is brought to the conclusion that a lot of folks have been like, where's the ending of the story? It's in Hashtag. So check it out.
All right. Well, those of you who are still with us tonight, I want to express deepest gratitude for you guys tuning in, not just tonight, but all year. You guys have made this. Every time we do this, it's just such a fun time, and it's this. You're the difference between us just sitting around shooting the shit and actually having an audience. And I realize I'm not the best public speaker when it comes to this stuff, so I'm just gonna call it there. Say thank you, happy holidays.
Dude, thank you very, very, very much. Like, we've had some really, really good people with some good questions. Thank you very, very much.
Yeah, seriously.
I actually just
today was awesome.
I actually just looked at my shit on the Amazon. I broke the top 25 in the crime sales on Kindle just tonight. Thank
awesome.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So,
All right. Well, once again, thank you very much. Stay tuned for the more shenanigans in 2015, and have a safe and happy holiday, everybody. Good
Merry
night.
Christmas.